Peace be with you. Okay, we are continuing. This is number 5. I made part 4. This is part 5 of the parable. Last we left off, Addie told me his life story. Remember, because I said I was going to pay him if he wrote me a story of how he's feeling, what he's thinking. I read what he wrote me, or I read in my last video what he said. He sent me. Finally, it wasn't till actually I was hunting in the tree with my dad, or actually I wasn't with my dad. This is the next time, because I was hunting to try to get a deer to donate to this assisted living facility for people that suffered from mental health diagnoses, that were labeled as incompetent and weird and odd, and weren't able to live or be accepted into normal society. So there's a place that's near my dad's home that support people that are suffering from not being able to understand the depths of which their human cognition and capacity for thought work. So when I was in that tree, I was like, oh shoot, I need to read his story. And so I read it to him. Actually, no, before then, when I got it, because I was pretty upset. I was pretty perturbed going on with things going on in life. So I wrote him and I said, hey, I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, but I want to let you be aware that this is the only time I'm going to ever pay you. This is so funny. Because I wrote this on 10/19. Although I haven't read your story yet, I want you to be aware this will be your one opportunity that I will ever pay you for anything you create. I need confirmation you understand this will be the only time I will ever do business with you, and any future opportunities you are declining by accepting payment for your current efforts. Talk about a plot twist, right? So I told him I was going to pay him for his story if he wrote me his thoughts and his emotions and how he feels. And then after that, I let him be aware I hadn't read it yet, but I'm like, hey, just FYI, this is the one time in your entire life that I'm going to pay you. I'm going to do business with you. I'm going to do a transaction with you. Do you want to use that opportunity right now? And he was saying, are you saying I can't send you stories anymore? And this is the last opportunity for me. And I said, you can send them, but I will only pay a single time. I will only give you one opportunity to receive monetary payment since you value and cherish it so fervently, right? Because all he wants is money. His mind still is like, money will fix my problems. Money will do it. And so I let him be aware, I will only give you one opportunity to receive monetary payment since you value and cherish it so fervently. Anything that occurs in the future, I will never provide monetary assistance because you chose to accept it now. Oh, this is getting good. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's good. So, then he asked for clarification. He was like, wait, let me clarify this. You're saying that if I get some stories, I'm getting paid on that only. But I won't be able to seek for help without giving you a new story? So he was a little bit confused. And I said, I'm saying I will only pay you for your efforts once in your lifetime. If you choose to be paid for your efforts currently, recognize it will be the only time I will ever pay you for anything you accomplish or create throughout the rest of your life. That's a big thing to say, right? Because he's like, wait a second. Because in his mind, he's saying, okay, I have one opportunity to use this like ticket, cash in my handout, my help, my phone call, my lifeline. And he said, all right, now I understand and I appreciate it. And I said, please make me aware of what you decide. If you desire payment now for your efforts, I will do so. It's up to you. And this is what he said. Oh, he ended up, we go on bantering a little bit more because he's like, well, how much money is it? Can I have a clue even for how much of the payment amount? And I said, it's based on what your efforts demonstrate. Your words and actions are very telling on the value you perceive and deserve. And so he decided, he was like, I don't want to be paid. No, don't pay me. I don't want, no. He declined it. He declined money. Wow. Tell me how cool that is. A scammer that I scammed out of declining money. Isn't that such a good feel-good story, guys? Tell me that isn't a good story arc. He was given the opportunity to be paid for his efforts, and he said, I don't want to use it. He turned down money. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Anyways, we fast forward. I ended up reading the story when I was in the tree. And we get to talking, and I kind of rail into him a little bit because I was a little bit perturbed with my dad too, because my dad was in this mindset if he kept using the word can't when doing stuff. Can't, and I can't do this, I can't do that for this one thing for doing dialysis. And so finally I told my dad, I was like, Daddy, you have never demonstrated in your entire life that you can't do anything. Remember when the doctors told you, because my dad shattered his entire pelvis after a skydiving accident, a very bad skydiving accident. And the doctors told him he would never be able to walk again. And he was like hell, I'm not gonna be able to walk again, watch this. And he ended up recovering extraordinarily, doing things at the hospital, the medicine the doctors told him he would never be able to do. Every time he ran a marathon, it was in Hawaii. He trained for a marathon, he was like, bet, after his accident. And he ran a marathon. After completely shattering and falling from the sky and suffering a very catastrophic physical damage when his parachute malfunctioned, or he suffered an oopsies when he was skydiving. So when people say that they can't do something, or they demonstrate that they say they can't do something, yet their entire life I have seen them overcome trial and tribulation over and over again, and I've never seen them not be able to accomplish something that they put their mind to, I get frustrated. So I called my dad on it. I'm like, Daddy, I'm shocked that you're using the word can't right now. I have never seen you not be able to do something. So for me to hear you say can't is surprising and jarring. Anyways, we end up talking. Me and Addie keep talking. And he keeps saying about how he keeps giving up on himself. He keeps demonstrating, right? Because even in and I've highlighted his personal story. I said, in your personal story, look how many times you've given up on yourself. When things got hard, you threw in the towel and you tried something else. What are you teaching yourself? You've tried farming, you've tried fishing, you've tried school, you've tried soccer. Every time you're hit with adversity or something occurs, you give up and you switch and you do something else. That's good to switch tactics, but it's not good to give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And so he's obviously still struggling, right? Because he's trying to find something, some reason, some passion in order to keep pursuing and putting forth effort, extraordinary effort that he's been doing. And I said this, he finally said, I said this to him actually, believe in yourself. If you have a dream, find a way to make it become reality. Stop using excuses or reasons to give up on yourself. People that desire more get creative and innovative about how to overcome anything. You've been given a very unique opportunity to become more than anyone in your family. But you don't, because you keep refusing to believe in yourself. You literally gave at least 3 examples where you stopped pursuing your dreams because something happened and you decided to quit instead of sitting and thinking about what you could do better for the next attempt. Think about Elon Musk with how he wanted to design reusable rocket ships. Do you know how much SpaceX went through, how much money they lost? That man went to the brink of losing everything because he believed so much. Being like, guys, these failures, these are opportunities. They embraced their failures. Every rocket ship that exploded, every failed attempt was learning, and they embraced it. They took it and they innovated, and look what SpaceX is doing now. Okay. And that's why I said, the reason you are going in circles is because the effort, dedication, and belief are all lacking in yourself. He responds by saying, I want to go back to football. He had this dream for himself always of recurring football. And I said, think about all your opportunities where things didn't go quite how you wanted. Dissect and analyze them from every possible angle you can, because that is how you learn to become better. You look at what you did last time, you say, how can I do better? Hindsight is 20/20 for a reason, but hindsight's only 20/20 for a reason if you think about it. Okay, so I'm trying to get them there. And he just says, wow, back with a little like shocked face. And I wrote, what's stopping you? The world doesn't ignore someone who proves they have talent and earned recognition. If you're that passionate about it, you will find a way. And I told him, I got cut once from my high school soccer team, and it hurt me so bad because I just wanted to play soccer in college. For a year, I went out every single day and trained with a football. I did sprints, worked on foot skills. I even when I was walking down the hallway, I would practice little soccer moves. I would run through them and I would do little moves and practice the steps in my head. And I would literally do them as I'm walking down the hallway. I would like pretend like I'm dodging or do things because I wanted to rehearse those things, because I was like, I am going to play soccer in college. I am doing this, even though I got cut. I was like, I am doing this. I got cut in my soccer team in high school, and I didn't play. My parents didn't get me into club because we weren't familiar with what club was, club soccer, until I was a freshman in high school. Okay. And I said, by the next year at tryouts, I kicked the ball so far, the coach came up to me and asked about me. He had no idea they had cut me the year prior because I made sure the next year they couldn't ignore me. And they couldn't. I remember because I was playing goalie, because I was diverse. I can do anything. I was like, I am getting on this team. So I played goalie one round. I volunteered for it, and I punted a ball, and it went way past halfway. And no females were able to punt a ball that far. And so that caused the coaches to catch their attention on me. And so they looked back and were like, who is this? And that's when I got on the team. Anyways, and he said, I will work harder and I'm going to make us proud. And that him saying make us proud kind of made me upset. But I was like, hey, if he's going to use me as his muse, and so be it. Because I want to make me proud. That's what I want him to say. I want to make me proud. It's not for anyone else. It's for him. So this is what I decided. I said, tell you what, and this is where we're going to at the parable. I'm going to show y'all. Send me your address and I will get some football supplies together to send to you. Is there anything in particular you desire with your training and efforts towards this? And I said, I expect to see your ass on a World Cup team in the future. I eventually want to buy a jersey with your name on it, but I can only do that if you put in the work. And he says, wow, thank you so much. And then I said, work hard and make you proud. And I wrote capital Y-O-U, make you proud. If you do it for anyone else other than to honor yourself, then you're selling yourself short. Because I didn't like that he said, I'm going to make us proud. He said, I want you to make you proud. Do it for you. Gave me his address. And I gave him some example. I said, like, you better be able to juggle a ball for 5 minutes without it ever touching the ground. Now that's some serious ball skills and talent. Raise the bar. Try juggling try keeping that ball off the ground for 30 seconds. Then work up to a minute, then 2 minutes, and 5 minutes. Work up to 30 minutes. Become so extraordinary that no one can ever refute you or not see who you are. Become so extraordinary that the world cannot sit in silence and ignore you anymore. So fast forward now, I finally have the time. So I went to the store the other day and I bought him things. Because again, I saw the pictures of his village. It's got a dirt place. Everyone loves to play soccer. When we FaceTimed, it was so cool. They have like a pool table that's like in dirt, and it's like the shack. There's like a little tin roof with like wood stilts on it. And they were all gathered there like playing pool, the locals. Oh, it was so cool. And there's like a dirt area where they have their pitch, their soccer pitch. Let me show that picture again just to remind everyone. And then I was like, send me videos of you playing soccer. I want to see. And so he sent me, and he's like, we're playing in a match tomorrow. I'll send you some pictures. And I said, okay. Look at them. Look at them playing. That's their field, guys. That's their field. Okay. So when I saw that, and also I saw the soccer ball they had, I was like, oh man, y'all need some new stuff, right? So I did my best. I could have went to town, but I don't want to spend like thousands of dollars, right? I forgot how much I actually ended up spending. So I spent $221.12 on the things I bought. So, because I want to help him out, right? Because if he's going to believe in himself for his whole life, he's pursuing this dream of being a professional athlete. So I'm going to get him stuff to make him feel like he's a professional, right? Work hard, like give yourself, invest in yourself and how you want to be accomplished, and you'll get there. So I got him all the stuff to make him feel like he was already a professional athlete. So Lordy knows, like, look, this water ball is $16 because it's Nike, but I recognize the symbolism of Nike. $16 of Nike. And so I wanted to get him a cool, I love these water balls too, right? Tell me this doesn't make you feel like you're a legit athlete. A Nike water bottle. And then I also got him some Nike shin guards. Look at these, they come with like a little carrying case. I always liked it when I was in college playing and I saw people with their like shin guards. They look so cool. So I made sure to get him these kinds. Nike again, because I want him to feel like he's like a pro athlete already. That he's already made it, he can do it. So, and I love Nike's phrase, just do it. And they started a different campaign that was really cool recently. And then, because he does play with other people, well, I'll get to that. Oh, and I also got him some Noon tablets because they're hydration tablets. Because every time you play soccer or a sport, they always have like a Powerade or Gatorade thing that they can, electrolyte source, where they can replenish. So I wanted to get him that so he can use that. And then I got him 2 pairs of soccer shorts. They're Adidas, because I like Adidas. So I got him these, they're more fun, red and blue. So I got him soccer shorts. Okay. And obviously, I got them a new soccer ball. I got this one because it was orange. And it's Nike again, so it's like legit. And I have another soccer ball in my garage that I'm gonna donate that I want at one of like Dave and Buster's or something. So they have more soccer balls. Now they will have at least 2 soccer balls so they can utilize. And I also got them a ball pump so they can, because I'm gonna deflate them when I ship them. And for him in particular, I got him this, like a little trainer kickball thing, so he can work on his ball skills if he wants. Whatever he desires to get better. And I also got some cones so you can do drills, little sprint things instead of using rocks or sticks or whatever. So they have cones now. They can maybe make boxes for their field. And then because I want to help the community and I want them all to feel empowered. This is more than just him. So I bought 2 captain's bands, because one of the coolest things that you can do when you're playing soccer, playing a sport, is to be labeled as the captain for that game. And so how legit is it going to feel for them to put on one of these bands when they're playing together and perceive themselves as like a captain? It's cool. They are the Velcro closure. I opened one to make sure. I was like, well, I don't know if they'll fit their arms. So I made sure, because it's a Velcro, so it can fit on the arm. They can loosen it and put that on their arm, right? Like, how fun is it for someone to be like, yo, I'm a captain? Or they can put it on their shin guard, around their maybe if they have a small bicep. I don't know, they can remix it, right? It's cool. It's a symbolic thing to make them feel extraordinary, right? That someone else in the world, other humans care about other humans. And this is it. Because if Addy is demonstrating this much effort, then to me, in his community, he's a standout. He's someone that is willing to go beyond the norms of what people are doing there. Because he even said one of his friends introduced him on how to do scams. So when they perceive being like, oh my gosh, you befriended someone that you were trying to scam and they sent you all these things with how extraordinary you are, that's cool, right? It's a great story. And then I also got them a pack of pennies. So so they can differentiate when they're playing each other, who's on whose team. So that's what I got them. And then also I have some leftover soccer stuff that I had, like soccer socks and stuff. So I'm gonna go get those and include it in my package, because I was gonna buy him new socks, but I was like, I have soccer socks. I have these things. Let me go do it. And I did want to get him a pair of soccer cleats, but I don't have. I mean, I've already spent $221, so that was enough. He has shoes. He doesn't need shoes to, you know, he doesn't need certain shoes to make him believe that he can do more, because he can already do more. So that's where I'm at with the story of how I befriended a scammer and where we're at. Because again, labels, people utilize different labels, and it leads to assumptions. It leads to emotional reflexes of not recognizing the human behind anything. Every human is going through something. Every human has their own extraordinary life and their reasons for acting the way they do. And when people continue to perceive that people act the way they do because they're trying to hurt or harm others, shows that misunderstanding continues to propagate. So something needs to change. So this is me demonstrating that, hey, don't stop judging books by their covers. Stop judging your life experiences based on covers. Stop and think for a second and perceive what else could actually be going on. What more extraordinary opportunities and things have you been presented that you can do with your life? So that's that. And again, I recognize that, right, this is unusual and atypical for him. For someone to be given something like this, for another human to do this, makes them latch on a little bit. And so I made it very clear with him, because I'm aware that probably in the future he's going to try to request more things, and I'm going to tell him no. This is your once in a lifetime opportunity that I'm giving you. The rest is up to you. Right? Because if I'm going to attend a World Cup game, do you know how cool it would be if I attend a World Cup game because he's there and I get to wear his jersey with his name on his back, with knowing where he started from and knowing how much I'll inspire other people? That's cool. So if I'm going to earn a ticket to the World Cup game, this is the way I'm going to do it. Isn't that fun? Or like a professional soccer match. This is how I'm going to do it. Anyways, that is the conclusion of this parable. Yeah. That's it. So I gotta go to UPS. I'm gonna ship it to you via UPS. But if I were to, for instance, if I were to tell this story, because this is similar to one of the stories I told, and I'll continue reading my diary. Because right before my hospitalization, when they wanted to diagnose me with bipolar. Because they said that certain, like things like this, I told certain stories where I helped others and I did stuff like this, and they called it delusional and psychotic. And I was like, oh, are you sure you want to describe it that way? Is that the best thing that you can perceive of what's occurring? Please reveal to me more about how your cognition works. Oh, tell ya. This is, and plus, I don't have kids, physical kids of my own. So now I get to spend money on others when I see fit. When I desire to help others, I spend money to support humans, all humans, not just physical offspring. Because again, I have the capacity to do so, because clearly no one else is capable of doing it. Okay, I'm gonna quit venting. So that's that. Again, guys, it's very hard to propagate my dream of invoking a state of world peace, but I'm trying. And this is my example of trying. Man, I had another story, but I forgot what it was, so I'll see what it is. But we'll cut this one short. That is it. Okay. Thanks for watching.